As someone who watches a lot of YouTube, I'm always interested to see what kind of videos people make about my favorite pieces of media. Stuff like Deltarune theories, icebergs, shit like that, or videos on the Blue Lock manga, which are two of my favorite pieces of media, both being one of my favorite games and one of my favorite manga respectively. But when it comes to my favorite anime, Demon Slayer, the majority of videos I see always seem to be critiques on all the negative aspects of Demon Slayer, which is like, that's completely fine. No piece of media is perfect or free from any sort of criticism, and Demon Slayer especially is not perfect. Even with it being my favorite anime, I can still see it has a few issues, but the good far, far, far outweighs the bad. So I feel it's quite harsh to have all these negative videos being made that are always so focused on everything not so positive about Demon Slayer when you have all this good just sat right there. And it's not just like this with YouTube videos either. Any sort of Demon Slayer content on any social media like Instagram, TikTok, Twitter, or X, I should say. Blech. I always see quite a big like negative response. People just calling the show mid, saying it's carried by animation, or saying the story is basic. And while I do not at all agree with those first two, the third about it having a simple story is, yeah, that's true, and I don't think that's a bad thing whatsoever. In fact, I think it boosts the series. Having a basic premise makes it easier to get into and easier to stick with for both fans of anime and people that are just casually looking for something to watch. And you can see this with other franchises. When you think about shit like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, they both have quite simple stories at their core, but the way that they're executed is perfection, and it made them both so beloved. And I feel like Demon Slayer is doing the same thing, going down the same route, which is why it's so popular. Like the movie's just overtaken Superman in the global box office, which is insane. But with it being an anime and not like these live action movies like Lord of the Rings or Harry Potter, I feel like it's always going to get more criticism from a certain crowd, because I don't think the people that watch Lord of the Rings and the people that watch anime clash, um, especially commonly, because Demon Slayer being an anime is going to get compared to things like Attack on Titan or Death Note, which are incredible, incredible shows with a much more complex story, than Demon Slayer, obviously. But for some reason, people can't just enjoy both. One always has to be better than the other. Like you'll see this everywhere. You'll see people comparing them back and forth, different things, people arguing for no reason. When in reality, you should just enjoy all these series that have been fucking gifted to us by the gods because they're all that good. It's insane. Quick side tangent. This does not have anything to do with Demon Slayer, but on my last point about the hate that stuff gets on social media, that's just a general thing. I feel like everything nowadays, when you go into the comments or replies on anything, it's just people hating and being negative, saying this is better than that and calling things mid. Um, and it's sad because we're in an era where you get so many great things coming out constantly. Why would you feel anything other than joy and happiness when week after week you have a new game dropping that's heat, made by an incredible team, or you got a movie coming out that's got raving reviews that looks incredible, or a TV show airing an episode every week that's incredible? And I don't know why people can't just enjoy it. It always has to be negative, and it's not positive negativity. I don't know if that's even a phrase, but it's not positive. Like you can have positive negativity if you have constructive criticism. If you say I don't like this about this show or I don't like that, then that's completely fine, and obviously that works. But when it comes to the people that I see talking about it, at least, it's just always hate and nothing positive ever. Just constantly putting stuff down and comparing it to others and just making discourse when there doesn't need to be any. We've got all these incredible things, and instead of just enjoying them, it turns into a fist fight of words, which is just insane. And I don't understand it when we have all these things that we need to enjoy. Anyway, back to Demon Slayer. The title of this video is kind of misleading because obviously everyone doesn't hate Demon Slayer. It's arguably the most popular anime out at the moment, and people adore the series just as much as I do. Um, and I think the more popular something is, the more people there will be that don't like it. Obviously, that's how it goes with most things, and that's completely okay. If someone comes up to me and says I don't really like Demon Slayer, that's completely fine. I'm not gonna hate them. I'm not gonna knock them out. JK, absolutely will Hucky not like this masterpiece, but their opinion isn't wrong if they don't like the show, and that's completely okay. If they can tell me what they don't like about it, that's even better. If they can tell me they don't like how this character was handled, or they don't like this arc, or they don't like this certain part of the story, that's completely fine. Um, but I don't think I don't know how you can overlook the series as a whole. It's incredible. Anyway, that was my first yap session of a video. Uh, I don't think it's gonna be that long. This was more just to test my editing ability, which is horrific, and my speaking into a mic capability. It's like speaking with no one on the other side to hear me until yeah. Um, my mic quality, as you can hear, is not great. But hopefully you got something out of this video. And if anyone can recommend me any Demon Slayer videos that show the series positively, please recommend them in the comments, because I'm itching for some. All I'm seeing is hate, and I hate it. So any video recommendations and also any YouTube tips would be appreciated. So thank you for watching, and